I've been talking to this woman online. She's a cam model.
So how much do you think you spent?
Like $200,000.
So when you left your house, everybody was fine.
Yeah.
Somebody else went into that house.
Who left your family like this?
This is Grant Amato. In 2019, officers in Chulioto, Florida conducted a wellness check at the Amato family home when one of the sons didn't show up for work. Inside, 3 bodies were discovered: the patriarch, the matriarch, and one of their sons, all fatally shot. There was one immediate person of interest: Grant, the surviving unemployed son who lived at home.
He would allow me to spend money that he had, with his credit card or something like that. But it's then whenever I did, it was a huge problem. Over the past 4 months or something like that, I've been talking to this woman online. She's a cam model.
Grant calls this cam model named Sylvie his internet girlfriend, and she lives in Bulgaria.
So what would you give her money for?
Just for the time online with her.
So how much do you think you spent on this?
Probably close to $200,000.
And on the night of the murders,
pulled me up from the couch, and then he was yelling at me to pack my up and just get out of the house.
Grant tells detectives that his brother told him he would talk with their father and calm him down.
Why do you think we're having this conversation?
I honestly don't know, but I'm pretty freaked out at this point.
So when you left your house, everybody was fine.
Yeah.
Then the detective brings out the crime scene photos.
Somebody else went into that house.
Who left your family like this? If you were the one that's been depressed, you were the one that owes money, you were the one that got into a confrontation with your father, who did this to your family?
Grant denies harming his family, and he's told that the evidence shows that none of the victims handled a weapon.
Have the answer.
But witnesses and phone records all point to Grant, and he's charged with the 3 murders. He's eventually found guilty and sentenced to life without parole. But this isn't the last we'll hear of him. In 2024, correctional officers at the Charlotte Correctional Institution confiscated a contraband cell phone from Grant Amato. An alarming series of text messages were uncovered between Amato and Victoria Goodwin, wife of Ghost Adventure star Aaron Goodwin. To the unsuspecting eye, Aaron and Victoria had a picture-perfect marriage.
We got this, babe.
I don't like it. I might throw up.
It's a haunted house.
I don't want it.
She's definitely afraid of haunted houses, but at least it's not real ghosts. Well, there are real ghosts in here, actually.
Ah, no! Send help!
They often took to social media to post about their travels and adventures together.
This was awesome.
Super fun tour.
I loved it. I thought it was cool. If you're ever in Hawaii, Honolulu, come to this, east side?
Yeah, this is the east side of Oahu.
But the text messages between Victoria and Grant showed a different picture, expressing love between the two of them and how her husband wouldn't accept divorce. The messages also revealed that Victoria was plotting to kill her husband, with one text reading, "Am I a bad person? Because I chose to end his existence, not divorce?" Victoria had discovered Amato through a docuseries and began corresponding with him, and he would arrange for a buddy to take care of it. She was arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder and solicitation to commit murder. Victoria had also allegedly provided Grant with information regarding her husband's filming location and the hotel where the murder would take place. She had also set the price to a little over $11,000 for the murder hire. Her message history also made it even worse for her case. Victoria ultimately pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder and faces between 2 and 10 years in prison. In 2023, Romeoville, Illinois officers conducted a welfare check at a local residence after a couple had been silent for a few days. Inside, the bodies of Zoraida Bartolome and Alberto Rolone, along with their 2 sons, were discovered. Examination of the female victim's phone record revealed a name, Nathaniel Huey Jr., who has a criminal record. When investigators went to Nathaniel's home, they were met with his girlfriend, Emilindo Palomo.
We're investigating a murder. Okay? So, we have in our possession some phones.
Emilindo agrees to give them more information about her boyfriend, and she mentions that he's had affairs in the past.
When you find out about him, what happens? You guys get into arguments? Do you talk to the women that he's having affairs with?
No, for what?
I don't know.
No.
Leave your man alone kind of thing?
No, too old for that. I'm 50 years old. There's no reason for me to, no. And quite honestly, it's not the female's fault. It's his fault.
Then investigators tracked down Nathaniel at work.
I mean, we have a deceased girl and her last fling or boyfriend or whatever is you.
It feels like you're pretty suspecting of me.
He's hesitant, but eventually agrees to the interview.
Hence why we're here, and that's why we're sitting in this room talking to you. And, I gotta ask, did you have anything to do with this?
No.
Okay. I have to ask, and you know that your number is going to be in her phone, and we're going to find your text messages, and we're going to find that stuff, and I want to get a surprise later on that you guys are fighting, or that there was something going on between you two, or just three of you that I don't know about, Something like that.
Nobody was threatening anybody. We weren't fighting.
Shortly after speaking to both of them, the couple fled the state, triggering a national manhunt that led the investigation to Oklahoma, where they were spotted on CCTV. They lead officers on a chase that ends in a crash.
Get out!
Nathaniel fatally shoots Emelinda before taking his own life. The investigation revealed the mastermind behind this crime, Emelinda. Emelinda had created a catfishing scheme where she pretended to be a cartel leader in order to manipulate her boyfriend into believing that Zoraida and her family posed a threat to his life. In 2017, self-made Japanese billionaire Kosuke Nozaki was found deceased in his mansion, and it was ruled he died under suspicious circumstances. But that wasn't the first suspicious event to occur that year. A few months prior to his death, Nozaki married 22-year-old beautician Saki Sudo. It was surprising news, but the newlyweds appeared to be in love. Nozaki's autopsy revealed he died of a lethal dose of stimulants. But something wasn't adding up, since he had previously stated in his autobiography that he did not consume any stimulants and was strongly opposed to their use. CCTV led investigators to two possible suspects: his long-term cleaner and his new bride. With no clear motive or benefit for his cleaner to murder him, investigators turned their attention to Saki, and as expected, her behavior was unusual in the wake of her husband's death. 2 months after Nozaki's death, Saki held a shareholder meeting where she appointed herself the president of his company and gave herself nearly $2 million. However, with no direct evidence linking her to Nozaki's death, the case went cold for multiple years. But then, investigators caught wind that Saki was about to leave the county, so she was promptly arrested and held on suspicion of murder, giving investigators 30 days to prove she was involved. Internet history revealed she had searched for stimulants and suppliers weeks before Nozaki's death, and phone records and tracing technology showed she was in contact with a well-known dealer and supposedly had a meeting with him. Investigators also learned that before he died, Nozaki had talked about divorcing Saki. Saki was officially charged with Nozaki's murder. She proclaimed innocence and stood trial, and she was eventually found not guilty.